After being the subject of a warrant for failing to comply with the sentence of citizen power, former presidential candidate of the extreme right wing of Venezuela, Edmundo Gonzalez left the country for Spain. With the details, Special Envoy in Caracas, Nacho Lemus.
Edmundo Gonzalez left Venezuela through the Spanish embassy in Caracas. He left without giving answers in the case that investigates the link between the disregard of the electoral results and the fascist actions that killed 25 people after the elections of last July 20.
Tras los comicios del pasado 28 de julio.
The guy left first because he knows he did not win. That is the main reason. He knows he did not win. Second, he knows that those people who were surrounding him were going to harm him, and he says that it is for the tranquility of the country. Here in the country there will be tranquility. Here, the most fascist sector of the right-wing state. If that has gradations, the most fascist is still here, and then the Constitution and the law will intervene.
After 3 unfulfilled summonses, the public ministry had issued an arrest warrant against Gonzalez Urrutia. The agency had knowledge of the asylum since the day the former candidate arrived at the Spanish embassy.
The governments of Spain and Venezuela agreed to grant safe conduct to the citizen Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia to leave the national territory and avail himself of the asylum granted by Spain.
Before going to the Spanish embassy, the former presidential candidate of the extreme right took refuge in the embassy of the Netherlands, which did not inform the Venezuelan authorities about the situation. It was one day after the presidential elections, when the country was suffering a wave of violence.
That is to say, his plan was never an electoral issue. What did Mr. Gonzalez Urrutia know about what would happen in Venezuela that he wanted to take refuge? That was the same day that the comanditos of terror were causing disasters and violence all over the country. That is, while the comanditos of terror were burning police modules, attacking schools, attacking hospitals, Mr. Gonzalez Urrutia was taking refuge in the embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
Edmundo Gonzalez faces 6 charges, including the publication and maintenance of a web page with a parallel count of electoral tally sheets with fraudulent data, usurpation of functions, forgery of public document, instigation to disobey laws, computer crimes, association to commit a crime, and conspiracy. He left without answering for any of them. In Venezuela, for many it was a posable scenario.
En Venezuela, para muchos, era un escenario previsible.
It was a bad candidacy. He knows it was bad, and he knows he lost. Nothing. Let's hope he doesn't come anymore. Venezuelans will be calmer. The country will move forward step by step, and we have to support our President Nicolas Maduro.
Until the day before Urrutia's departure from Venezuela, his lawyer was told that the former candidate would not leave the country.
Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia has in no way applied for asylum.
Spanish media assure that when Vice President Delcy Rodriguez informed the departure of Gonzalez Urrutia, some of the former candidate's closest collaborators were not aware of his departure. The speculations opened the door to a probable rift between the sectors of the ultra-right, without discarding the implementation of a new plan of self-proclamation from abroad.
This is clear to the Venezuelan government, and it is also clear to the entire Venezuelan society, which once again sees how the Venezuelan opposition repeats its acts of violation, does not show its face and hides. They try to lead the country into delicate situations and within international law. Above all, they bet on the intervention of other countries.
In a letter published this Monday from Spain, Urrutia tries with his departure to dissociate himself from the conflicts in Venezuela that his own allies encourage against the country.
Ignacio Lemus y Jesús Romero para teleSUR de Caracas.